Hey guys, what it is your girl Cadillac. Yes, I'm Cadillac Dixon. I'm the Draw My Life prison wife. I'm the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice. Hoping, because you got to hold your breath for justice. To see justice before all face too bleak. Yes, it's your girl Cadillac. Anyways, coming through today. It is November the 9th, 2025. Thank God there is no bill due today, but what's so crazy? There's one due tomorrow. So we got to skip a day, girl. I told you that's how I keep up with my days by bills, like do every other day. But anyways, I'm coming back through to finish part two. Ooh, that rhyme that I want to retract, girl. But yes, part two from the video I was doing earlier today, where I was responding to Miss Tierra, Prophet Productions, Prophet Tierra, who said when she seen one of my comments in the chats, I'm sorry, in the comment section in one of her videos from about 2 months prior, that the Holy Spirit told her, you got to tell her to change that channel name from Prison Wife. My current channel name is Cadillac Dixon, the OG Prison Wife. And I tried to put in of 23 plus years, but I had already changed it. And I think you have to wait to change your channel name for, I don't know, you have to wait a certain time period to change your channel name. Now, the thing was that I had just changed my channel name. So it's so crazy that I used to be from 2020. I think prior to 2020, my channel was just Cadillac, the hottest female rapper or something like that, because my channel then was just used to upload videos of my online ciphers. Y'all know I had pursued a whole rap career. And your girl was good. Like, girl, had everybody like loving your girl Cadillac, but I did not know the politics behind music. I did pursue a music career for what many times many people pursue music careers, because they want to change their families' lives. They're struggling, and a lot of times that's where they get them artists. They get the struggling artists that are willing to do whatever to, make money, to bring their family up and out of whatever poverty or situations they may be going through. If you listen to a lot of hip hop artists, that's exactly their story of coming from the streets, the gutter, the grime, the just trying to make it. And finally, when they get on, then they can feed their family. They can do this, they can do that. So I wanted to be able to, one, get lawyer money, which is not obtainable for the regular average person. But they tell us allegedly this is just. But how is it that you can't afford justice? But this is just. Like, so there's a price to justice. Yes, there is. There definitely is a price. I used to have a poem called Dream Pimp, the pimper of all dreams. I'll try to refresh myself on that and share that with you guys. But yes, there's a dream to being free, and baby, there's somebody pimping that dream allegedly of freedom, right? But that was my thing. I just wanted to do the music itself. I had a song about my daughter's father, who was wrongfully incarcerated, and it was to bring attention to this real life situation. Music can cross borders, can cross language barriers, can cross so much, and it enters the heart, goes through the ears and enters the heart. It can even enter your subconscious, allegedly. So I was just trying to do that one song on the radio locally to break my husband's wrongful conviction story and put our family back together again through either the music, or if I could not do the music because I realized that there's a certain message you had to have in your music. Anybody that was too deep. See, hip hop changed on me halfway through. Hip hop used to be about knowledge, about enlightenment, about actually these struggles back. If I was a rapper back in the early 90s, I could have probably broke this story all day long, because there was a lot of hip hop artists actually talking about, it wasn't mass incarceration then, but they was talking about the war on drugs that led to this mass incarceration. They was talking about how they were coming to the hoods with tanks and stuff like that, letting you know allegedly what is really happening. So possibly if I was in that era, my music could have been heard. But y'all know, as we found out years and decades later, but I already had that nudging of this way before. But there are rap artists saying how they were brought in allegedly to make deals with private prison owners, where the record labels allegedly were owning private prisons. And I'm like, oh, that's why allegedly you can't put positive music out, because as you're pursuing music nowadays, they'll tell you, oh, it's because positive music doesn't sell. That's a lie from the pits of jail. Nas' song I Know I Can, that didn't sell. Queen Latifah's Who You Calling a Bit UNITY, that did not sell. You're just telling us that because you don't allegedly want anything positive influentially to come out, because you know that it can change the dynamic of things, allegedly. So back then I was doing music. I was still pursuing my rap career. And then I ended up doing some online ciphers back in 2017, which really helped me get through my mother's untimely deletion from an outpatient surgery from negligence. Wrongful death of my mother. And doing online ciphers became something that I could look forward to, because it was hard to find any type of peace during that time. Then I'm like, my husband's still gone. Like, I literally need him now, like in this time. And he's in prison still, wrongfully. So that helped me get through that time. So in 2020, I took a walk. Y'all know I told you I was angry walking, because when we were at home, I was on my little computer. I had just graduated from, I was about to graduate from graphic design school. I had went in and I had some illustrations that I drew as I was a door greeter at the super center, where I had something else wrongful happened. I slipped and fell on my day off at a different super center, and then they immediately started writing me up to get rid of your girl. And they called me. I had to take out a lawsuit just to even get, try to get help for my permanent injuries. And they told me in between the week of my mother's wrongful deletion and her funeral that nope, I had to drop you. We're not going to be able to defend you in this case, and blamed it on me and said, my goodness, I got on the dress. I didn't even realize that I got on the dress that I had on when they claim I slipped in my dress. They blamed this dress for my slip and fall and my permanent injuries. And they were able to get away with causing the conditions for me to permanently injure myself, because they were the big business, allegedly. Girl, that's so crazy. I got this dress on now. Oh, girl. But anyways, back to 2020, I had took those drawings. I had actually took them into Photoshop. I made them legit look like real illustrations. I changed the text from my little chicken scratch handwriting and did actual font and put it together. And I redid it and I shared it to my Facebook, and I got not one like, I don't believe. And if I did, I got like one or two. And I realized I'm doing the most, and I ain't never ever got a bit of support. Like, with just this much support, do you know how much I could get up on my feet? And I never wanted to just get up on my feet. I always wanted to help my community. But how can I help my community as I don't even have footing? I want to help my people so much. And it's crazy. I have been helping with the little that I even have. I've already been trying to. But just think, if I had 2 dimes to rub together, how much I could do for my community. And nobody supported me, and it made me so irritated. Not even if Facebook is connected to your real circle, your family, your friends, your classmate, your church mates, and they would not lift a finger to even click. You know, if enough of y'all clicked, I could have got this story circulated about Marcello by now. But people would rather see these posts where you're breaking down and you're tired and you don't know what you're going to do and you just need a little bit of help. They'll rather see you there begging than to click, share, like, that can help your channel, or back then my content take off. And this was before people were starting to get paid on Facebook. So I just left Facebook. I was so irritated with that. I was so irritated with posting on YouTube and everywhere. I was on Twitter at one point. I was on Instagram posting, drawing, painting, getting my hand painted shirts to any and everybody you could think of. Making YouTube videos. 2020, I came back to YouTube as, I think that's when I changed it to Cadillac Dixon, the Draw My Life Prison Wife, because I was inspired by a formerly incarcerated citizen named Jessica Kent, and her biggest story is her having to give birth chained to a bed in DOC, and the horrors she had to go through. Since then, laws have changed to where they cannot do women that horribly while birthing children incarcerated. But I was so inspired by her Draw Her Life that I was like, oh, I'm going to do a draw My Life, but I do way too darn much just to do nothing. So I made a whole series of Draw My Life, and basically talking about what I had to go through as a prison wife and why I'm even a prison wife and all the things I've went through, and not trying to be the stereotypical prison wife, because prison wives have a bad name. There's a lot of stigma behind prison wives. There's a lot of messiness going on with prison wives, and it's a lot of the assuming that you're for crime because your husband's in prison, which equals criminal. He's a criminal, even when many people in prison are not even criminal. The way this system's set up, allegedly, they keep the guilty people out here on the street, and they don't have a criminal label on them. And then the innocent person, they'll quickly put you in prison because you have no money to defend yourself, allegedly. So just because you're on the street doesn't mean you're a good guy. And just because you're in prison, allegedly, doesn't mean you're a bad guy. And just because I'm with somebody that's in prison doesn't mean I'm a bad person or a bad judgment of character, or just can't find nobody free, or just desperate, so desperate that I got to go find somebody in prison because I don't think I can find anybody else to love me. So 2020, jumped back on my channel and started documenting my life as a prison wife. And I realized I had been a prison wife a long time. A lot of people were doing time, but I always seem to have the most time. I have been in this situation. I've seen so many prison wives come and go, come and go. Marcello just mentioned yesterday, and I had to reassure him, babe, you coming home though. You do got to outdate. Let's be thankful and grateful for that. Many people don't have an outdate. You got to outdate. I know it's 10 to 12 more years of your life, but you got to outdate. And he's like, but I just seen people come and leave this place. It's people now getting released, and I ain't never got released yet. But your day is coming, Marcello. Just hold on. You're more out than in, right? So I decided that I wanted to help other young women, because I've seen a lot of young girls getting on this road. And I actually, by being on this road a long time, I can tell you things that you think when you first start to be a prison wife. You think it's almost like we wear rose color shades. We think everything is just going to work out so perfectly, which I know being a prison wife, we really don't. But you got to have some level of delusion, believing. That's why I believed that Marcello would be freed from his wrongful conviction. You have to have some level of delusion to even get through this ish. But I do know reality sets in. It does. When you realize, baby, I might can't have no more kids because of this situation. Baby, I'm missing out on this, that, the other. I'm getting older as I'm a prison wife. I'm not staying in my one youthful state when I became a prison wife. I was a prison wife at age freaking 21. How much age I got on me now? I'm 44. Do you think I'm the same prison wife from 21 to 44? It's a difference. And I have a lot of wisdom, and I have a lot of actual like real life experience being a prison wife. I know how it is to go through so much. I know how it is to be almost wrongfully arrested while just visiting my husband. I know how it feels to be strip searched while I'm on my time of the month, just because the guards want to mess with me, because I'm less than, because I'm with a criminal, allegedly. They're just doing it because they can. They're humiliating me because they can. I know how it feels to be sitting in college and my husband calls me and say, can you please get somebody to help? They just unalived somebody. And they're going to tell his family that he's self-deleted. I know how it feels to have our child. The people call me, ma'am, you got to pick up your daughter. You got to pick up your daughter. She won't stop crying. And all she keeps crying, I just want my daddy. I just want my daddy. I know how all that feels. I've been through that. And I went through that to pave the way for the next prison wife behind me. So I know prison wife is a horrible label to have to wear. But I realize after being through it so long, not that it's a badge of honor, because it's not. It's a part of the club you never want to really be part of. Like, nobody wants to be thrusted into this situation. There's so many married people out there, and one little thing can thrust their husband into prison, and then they'll be right in my shoes. As they look down on me, they will be right in my shoes. And I know the advice is always just leave your husband, just leave him. But I know they wouldn't do that. You hard down have your family, you have leases together, you have cars together, you have mortgage, you're raising children together, and your husband is wrongfully incarcerated, and you're really, you're lying. You're not going to just leave him like you tell me to do. And if you do, I would like to say you probably don't love him the way you allege you do. And I'm not guilty nobody that does leave. I'm just saying it's not going to be that simple, cut and dry and easy to leave. Right? So having all that real life experience, I knew that God did not bring us through this for me not to share it with the next. The next prison wife that's trying to figure out how she goes to her sister, her mother. Nobody understands her. People just look down on her. People won't even listen to her. I know how that feels. So being the OG prison wife for 23 plus years, I just wanted to share that with my prison wives. But as I was uploading, I started realizing that my views and being more, talking about wrongful convictions and talking about the different situations our husbands have to go through in prison. So being a prison advocate, after joining forces with and going out with Florida Cares Charity for a little while, baby, that put the battery in my back. It was like, girl, instead of just sitting here and complaining about the situations our husbands go through, maybe we can allegedly band together to get some of this stuff changed, some of these bills changed. We got to advocate. Much of this is because people just believe allegedly the stereotypes, but they don't really know the faces behind mass incarceration. All they know is the stat that BLK men fill the prisons. They're criminals allegedly, and that they shouldn't have never did what they did, and I'm good. I'm not in prison. I'm better, so I can allegedly look down on you and judge you. And I could sit up high and I could look down low and tell you that you deserve to be where you're at wrongfully, or even if you did do the crime, no matter what you did, you deserve whatever they are allegedly doing in there. To our loved ones, to humans who have already been convicted and sentenced, which is already punishment. So I started thinking that we can make change in this system, right? So around that time, I changed my name to the Draw My Life, Cadillac Dixon, the Draw My Life prison wife. And I got long-winded again, so I'm about to cut off in just a minute. But like I said, 2 months ago, just like she said, Holy Spirit said, change your name. I literally just changed my name right in that moment because I felt that unction. I'm like, maybe I should change my name. But we'll continue. All right. Here's your girl, Cadillac.